You're talking about a time-starved marriage,
Yes.
and your question is probably the most universal, common question that we get from couples that
That's
we just
right.
don't have the time that we want to together.
Yeah, and when we finally get the time together, we're absolutely at our worst, not our
Exhausted.
best.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is huge. It certainly applies to us like everybody else.
Yeah, and I think we can begin to understand this because the first thing that happens when we get too busy is we begin to see a difference in our conversations, our sense of humor, you
Right.
know.
How you discipline the kids. Everything is
Exactly.
impacted on the negative side when you are overscheduled and underconnected.
Right.
So what can you do?
Yeah, well, I was going to say one of the things is be aware of how often I'm serving up my spouse the leftovers of my spirit instead of the best of me.
Right, and it really is true. We give the
Yeah.
best of ourselves to everybody else throughout a busy day, and then come home and you get whatever is left over,
Right.
not the best of things, right?
Yeah, and so it really takes being strategic. I mean, I'm not a daytimer person at all, but thinking at the beginning of the day, if there's one thing I could do
Yeah.
for us to be connected today, what would it be? And,
Right.
and so I'm building that in. I'm not just letting that be the reward for me at the end of my busy day.
Absolutely. This is a great thing to do. Think about that. If there's only one thing that we
Right.
do together as a couple today, what will that one thing be? It might be, for us, a walk around Green Lake.
And by the way, that might be all it takes to turn us around.
Yeah.
Because that creates a moment where we slow down, and we don't just slow down, but we do it together.
Yeah, this is the most insidious and
Yeah.
pervasive problem you will probably ever encounter in your relationship. Like I said, it's universal and it's worth some time to tackle it.
Right.
And that's why we wrote this book, Your Time-Starved Marriage. It's full of other exercises, but that one in particular, what's the one thing we can do if we do nothing else for our relationship today, even when you're a very, very busy couple?